All right, so first play we're going to look at, 2nd and 2, one of the Patriots' first offensive plays.
What's going on, everyone? Tayler Kyles here from CLNS Media, reporting from the 20th and final Patriots training camp practice of the summer. Now, before today's practice, Mike Vrabel was asked about edge defender Keion White and his role in the defense. Now, recently, we've seen that Keion White not only spent a lot of time on the field with backups during the Giants preseason game, but it seemed like a theme in practice even before that where Keion White was working with backups. Now, when Mike Vrabel was questioned about this, he mentioned that the edge rotation is going to be significant and that snaps will basically even out throughout the season. This does call into question whether or not Keion White should have lost his starting spot and whether we should be concerned about the third-year edge defender. Now, I will say I think Keion losing his starting spot had just as much to do with the fact that Callahan has had an excellent summer. Not only has he been effective as a pass rusher, giving Will Campbell the work on a consistent basis, but he also is a talented edge setter in the run game. We've seen that even going back to his days with the Raiders. Callahan has also shown very good awareness when dropping into coverage in simulated pressures in different situations where he's asked to fill that role. Now, Keion White, as we know, is a very versatile player, but unlike a Callahan, he simply is not used to playing on the edge consistently. This is something we've heard from outside linebackers coach Mike Smith, who specializes in helping out those edge rushers, as well as defensive line specialist and defense coordinator Terrell Williams. Both coaches have noted that while Keion White is very talented and picks things up quickly, he is still getting used to being an edge defender full time. Now, I do think that Keion White's best role in this defense would be as an interior rusher, but it's difficult to get him snaps there when you've already got Christian Barmore and Milton Williams as highly paid players who you're expecting to play significant snaps for your defense. Now, that said, this is a defensive line that could get plenty creative and find ways to get its 5 best pass rushers, including Keion White, on the field. But the issue with Keion has also been his inconsistency as a run defender. So that brings into question, how often is Keion White actually going to be able to rep on the edge if Harold Landry and Callahan are performing consistently? There's also undrafted rookie Elijah Ponder, who has not only impressed on the field defensively, but also with his versatility as a special teamer. I asked Mike Vrabel about Elijah Ponder's impact, and here's what he's had to say.
I think for a young outside linebacker that hadn't played it a bunch, I thought he picked it up fairly well. The punt sets and being able to play in space, and then also having trying to build a role on defense. So those young players that when you can find that they can back up a position, but also give you some flexibility on special teams. They start to help themselves.
Now, we've still got a long way to go. The regular season hasn't even started, so we're still not hitting the panic button on Keion White, but I do think it'll be interesting to track exactly how he's used and how often, as I do think it would be a disservice to exclusively use him as an edge rusher, while at the same time, not using him as a full-time edge rusher when he is on the field could cut into his ability to get the reps that would make him a more consistent player in that role. Make sure to send love to our friends over at Prize Picks, and for all of our written work, check out clnsmedia.com.